Peace to the gods, peace to the gods. Yusufel here. Peace, peace, peace. Make sure ain't nothing crazy going on. Peace. How's everyone doing tonight? Peace, peace, peace. Y'all miss me? I'm back. What's up, what's up, what's up? I had to stay gone so y'all would miss me. I don't think y'all appreciate me. What's happening, what's happening, what's happening? All right, all right, all right. The name of this topic today is It Works Every Time. How's my audio coming in right now? How's the audio sound? Let me make sure the audio is okay. Ugh. Okay, it sounds good. All right, sounds good. All right, we good. We got action. All right, I'm here today. I'm just on some Q&A today. But I did have a message because it was kind of some clickbait on this video. It works every time. This message, I'm going to tell you a little story. Let me start out by telling you a little story. And you probably always hear me say this a lot. I've been doing this for about 20 years, but I want to explain some things to my listeners, and just start, because I don't want them to get the wrong idea about anything that I talk about or teach or anything like that. I want to just be very clear on some things. There is no process that works 100% of the time. If that is what you're looking for, good luck. All right. There have been a million people come and go who have promised that. It has never occurred. There's nothing, it is individual specific. It depends on you, your level of knowledge, your attitude, your willfulness to push back when they push back against you. A lot of those things are ingredients into having success in any process that you use. Any process that you use. You have to be careful of the individual who comes to you. This irritates me. I say, like I'm gonna use the passport process as an example. Somebody came into my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group of over 30,000 members. And if you want to join, there's a link in this video. You will not be allowed in if you don't answer all the questions. I'm going to summarily dismiss you. And I'm also going to probably check out your profile, because if you got a fake profile or some fake pictures, I'll put you out immediately. I don't have a lot of time for individuals coming in and posting, a lot of crap and things like that. But every now and then I'll get an individual who will say, like with the passport, that's not a complete process. That's not the complete process. And I said, what about Fam Guardian? Fam Guardian don't have the complete process either. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so you went through and read all the shit on Fam. Do you know how much shit that is that they got? They'll go, I done went through it. So you went through all that shit and you said that it's an incomplete process. So my question to you would be, well, where are the instructions for the formal process? Can somebody in the chat tell me, where is the instructions for the right way to do these processes? Who got the instructions? I thought the UCC was the instructions. So obviously somebody else got some instructions I don't know about, because they come up all the time and pop up and talking about, well, you know, this is an incomplete process. How the fuck do you know? What are you basing that off of? From what? You've been studying this 2 weeks and you're going to tell me it's an incomplete process? Really? They say that, you know, listen, be careful of those individuals. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm going to show you some examples of some shit some people are posting in my Facebook group just to let you see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can pull up some of this bullshit they be talking about. They be in my Facebook group, man. They just say some shit, you know, like right here. I got to read this to you right quick. What does this dude just said? He said, what did he say? Can someone explain it's not a debt? Somebody want to know why rent can't be discharged. Rent can't be discharged. It's not a damn debt. Pay your rent or move. These people be trying to discharge debt. Decline. Agree, decline. These people trying to get in and everything. Okay. Let me go back over. Somebody just put in, can somebody please explain to me? Okay, right here. This let me highlight this shit. I had to put this on the screen. I want everybody to examine this shit right here. I want everybody to examine this, man. This was posted in my Facebook group. All right, let me put it on the screen real quick. All right. Can I do it like this right here? Yeah, I think I do it like this right here. All right. Let me see how I'm on, yeah, let me put it down here. All right. I want y'all to look. This is kind of like what one of the things, you know, that I see in this space that kind of like it just irritates me. It irritates the fuck out of me. So I'm gonna try to educate some people on some things. All right. So let's read this together. It says, "We all heard the quote, 'Own nothing and control everything,' by doing a trust." I don't see what that OBJ is and shit. But the United States owns the Cesta K Trust, strawman all cap name. Therefore, the United States is held liable. So why not just use the legal name, etc.? Okay. reading this, I want people in the chat to tell me what's wrong with this question. What's wrong with this question he's asking? I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity in the chat to tell me what is wrong with this question. What's wrong with this question right here? I'm gonna see. What's wrong with this question? Let me read it again for you. We've all heard the quote, own nothing and control everything by doing a trust. I can't see what that OBJ is. I don't know what that is he put on there. But the United States owns the Sestakay Trust. Straw man, all cap name. Therefore, the United States is held liable, so why not just use the legal name? All right. Where in the fuck did he come up to call the straw man a Sestakay Trust? Can somebody, and see, I can see this. I can see in the chat, y'all don't know either. Y'all don't know what's wrong with this question. This is what I'm talking about. Thank you, Allison Brooke. Thank you, Allison Brooke. I appreciate you, Allison Brooke. This is what I want to say. Allison Brooke, I appreciate you. These motherfuckers, they don't want to even look up a word. They be spreading this around. Listen, I've been trying to get them to get the proper definition of Sestakay Trust. They won't motherfucking do it. They keep spreading it around. I'm like, can you look up the motherfucking word? Can everybody right now look up Sestakay? Don't ask me a goddamn question in the chat. Google it right now and put it in the chat and tell me what the fuck that word means. They think it's a trust. They think it's they see that word trust. Listen. I'm gonna try to make an impression, all right? Let me do something. Because I can't understand this just illiterate, the illiteracy. Just illiterate motherfuckers get under my skin. I can't stand that motherfucking shit. I just can't stand it. I can't stand, because these be the same motherfuckers that say, well, some shit don't work. I tried your process, it don't work. Motherfucker, you don't even look up the meaning of a goddamn word. And this is a word game. And everybody who comes into this game, they are told the words in law don't have the same meaning they do on the street. All right? So the first thing everybody's supposed to be doing is looking up words, the meaning of motherfucking words in a Black's Law dictionary. Let me see if I can do something here. Let me go over to Google Scholar real quick. I'm gonna go to Google Scholar. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna put in all right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I did it. Let me do this. Okay. Let me do this. All right, this is Google Scholar. Okay, this is Google Scholar. All right, now Google Scholar is where you can look up some case law. All right, if you now I know a lot of you guys out there, y'all don't like to read cases. A lot of you motherfuckers don't even like to read. A lot of gurus y'all follow, them motherfuckers don't like to read either. But you know, I guess it's I don't know, it's a blind leading the blind kind of thing. But let's just go over here. Let's put in Cess Decay Trust right here. All right, now as you can see, what pops up on the screen is a lot of case law where the word Cess Decay Trust, the judges are using the word in case law. So if you ever went to school and it said, can you use the word in a sentence? Can you use the word in a sentence? Because a lot of you motherfuckers don't know what a Cess Decay Trust is. You see these words and you want to just use them. And you don't know what the fuck they mean. Like nom de gore and legal fiction and you don't know what the words mean. You just want to use it because the shit sounds good flowing off your tongue. Cess Decay Trust. All right. So right here, here's one. I just did this just off the fly. Clark versus Posey. Let's see, we got it in here. I know we got the word in here. I just saw it. Didn't I just see it? All right, there it is right there. All right. That is right there. So, appellant went to trial on their first amended original petition and therein alleged that such division and partition of said residuary estate so made by said independent executrix and testamentary trustee was fraudulent in that same was done by the trustee against the interests of the Cess Decay Trust and greatly to the use, benefit and advantage of said independent executrix. So right here, this is the trustee and this is the beneficiary. Let's look at another one because that might not be good enough for you to understand. So let's look at this case right here. All right, so we got in here too, Cess Decay Trust. Okay, I entered into a consumer credit transaction. I contracted with Flagship Credit Acceptance with my Cess Decay Trust, my consumer, what is this, Reginald? What is this right here? Is this findings of reclamation regarding dismissal of action? The court complains, okay, they talking about what he didn't say. The plaintiff forwards two separate claims. In the first claim, plaintiff alleges as follows. I submit my birth certificate show, well, there's somebody using the shit in the wrong. There's somebody in a case using the word incorrectly. Let's go back over here. Let me go. I'm just pulling all of this up. Let me see. Is it in this case? No, it ain't in this one. Hold on. Let me pull up another. Just Dubs. It is understood and agreed that we and such other members as may hereinafter come into said association are associated together merely and solely for the purpose of being Cess Decay trustants of the trust, okay, beneficiaries hereby created, thus being entitled to equitable and beneficial interest, because this is what the beneficiary has, equitable interest. All right, let me see if I can find another one. Let me see. Cess Decay Trust. Okay, Alexander is held in constructive bailment as a surety, being forced to provide services as a surety to Emory Lawrence Alexander, a Cess Decay Trust created without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. There's got to be some sovereign citizen shit. Yeah, coming from an inmate, pro se inmate. They using the word incorrectly. Let me just look at the definition of this word for you, okay? I can't understand how people are you just like it is just going crazy too. Like they just use this word, Sesta K Trust. Sesta K Trust is an old-fashioned term for beneficiary of a trust. It is pronounced Sesta K, but is often pronounced Seti K by lawyers. Okay, it's just an old-fashioned term for benefit. Could you please stop using that motherfucking word if you don't know what you sound like a goddamn idiot. You don't know shit about trust. It's not beneficiary in trust, it's a beneficiary of trust. The whole thing is knowing how. My thing is this: why do y'all keep using? Y'all come up with these new words and just be using them wrong. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm getting tired of trying to do this, y'all, because if you can't just look the word up on Google, y'all keep using this fucking word, and then you ask a fucking question in my Facebook group, and you sound like a goddamn idiot because I'm sitting here saying he don't know how to use the word in a sentence. So your whole premise is off because you don't know the meaning of the goddamn word. No, it reminds me of In Living Color, of them niggas in jail, where you know the individual perspective of the general idealization of the infancy of the mind corresponds with the infinite parameters of the Sesta K Trust. You understand what I'm saying? So your rights are entwined with the Sesta K Trust, owned by the corporate fiction United States, operating in a military jurisdiction that has seized hold of your rights and taken just be like you be listening. And then here's the bad part. It'd be about 25 motherfuckers liking the shit too. Oh, yeah. I just see my lady, I'm like, this thing tripping, man. I'd be more pissed off by the people who give thumbs up. I'd be putting their ass out too. I don't just put the person who posted it out. I'm gonna get you motherfuckers too. I'm gonna put your ass out too. If you thumb up, if you come in my Facebook group and you thumb up some bullshit, you out the door too. Because why would I want you? Yes, this motherfucker won't even use Google. He's definitely not gonna pick up one of these dictionaries. He ain't gonna pick up one of these. Let me see this word. I'm just picking up. I just grabbed one of my dictionaries off the shelf. Black's Law 6th edition. I ain't even looked it up in here. Let me see if it's in here. Certificate. I don't know if I'm looking it up right. RS. I don't see it in here right now. I wonder if it's under the beneficiary. Might be under beneficiary. 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 Interest, beneficial. Beneficial owner. The term applied most commonly to sesticate trust who enjoys ownership of the trust or estate in equity, but not legal title, because the trustee has the legal title and the beneficiary has the equitable title. Basic Trust 101. Let me read it again. I looked up the word beneficial owner in the term applied most commonly to the sesticate trust who enjoys ownership of the trust. So how can the sesticate trust be the owner of the trust? I mean, are you really thinking about the things that you're saying? You see how it says the sesticate trust? Because the beneficiary is a basic principle in trust law that the beneficiary is deemed the owner of the trust. Because everything that's in the corpus of the trust, once the trust is dissolved, it goes to the beneficiary. So that's the equitable title. So could you please, just please do this for me? Could y'all please use the word properly, correctly in a sentence and stop misusing this fucking word because it's getting on my goddamn nerves. I ain't lying. I'm gonna just start putting the motherfucker out just cause like this nigga here just and let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you. I just gotta show you this, man. I gotta show you. What I'm talking about, it'd be irking the shit out of me, man. Get over here, all right. Let me do this again. Where is this thing at? All right, this is my Facebook group. Here's the question right here. Andrew Lane. He asked the question. I got 154 motherfucking comments under this damn question. It's called you can only control what you create, so leave theirs alone. I was told by a few that the sesticate trust is a conspiracy theory. How can a sesticate trust be a conspiracy theory? He was told, this is Greg Donk. I was told by a few that a sesticate trust is a conspiracy theory, but then I asked the court why it is under beneficiary in Black's 4th edition. They never answered. Because it just means beneficiary. Look at this shit, you know, it's like, wait, look at this, man. Y'all, where is it at? It's United States controls using arm's length method of getting you to hold all the liabilities. Here goes Standing Bear. The Indians own perfect title to the land. I don't know where the fuck he came out with this right here. 1492 was a military coup d'etat. The Washington 10 square mile is a military base. You are now wrong. I don't know what the fuck Patrick Marino is saying. Wish somebody would walk me through this shit instead of finding out hard way of it, right or wrong. Where are the knowledge teachers? I guess he ain't heard of it. He done came in my motherfucking group and just insulted me. Where are the knowledge teachers? See, this is the type of this Craig Johnson, this type of motherfucker I put out. Like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? You in my group, I'm a teacher. Where are the knowledge teachers at? Motherfucker, use Google and look up this word first. Let's again. After all, aren't is just the beneficiary of that. Look at this. This person say the beneficiary of the sesticate trust. No, it is a beneficiary. Let's look at it. You did not create the citizen. Create your own trust and give yourself authorities that a citizen doesn't have. Can we just trademark all the caps? Look, I just want you to go through here and see how nobody corrected him. How can anybody understand that question and you don't understand the word? How are you answering this question and not addressing the fact that the word is being used improperly. Yusuf, please don't forget about injunction. Yeah, injunction is another one. Injunction is another one. Injunction. Won't look the word up. Will not look the word up for nothing. That's another one. That is another one. Okay, I'm going to come off of this now. Anyway, this is my Facebook group right here. Secured Party Creditors, HFR. You see got 30,000, almost 31,000 members. And if you join, you have to answer all the questions. And don't come in there spamming. What is this spam right here? Somebody trying to spam. See, like this motherfucker right here coming in, they're trying to shut people groups down for these motherfuckers right here. So I'll be trying to like, yeah, see, like I go over here and block our ass. Come over with this bullshit, baby. Come over here posting all this bullshit. But all this shit fake anyway. All these profiles and everything. They getting good with that spamming in them groups. They getting real good. Potential spam. Look at all this shit. These motherfuckers just spamming and shit. Anyway, let me get back. Big guy to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so now that I got my little, got that off my chest. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. I just can't. His babe. Is this it right here? I think this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. Okay. You like late night hours? Okay. No, I don't like late night hours. I'm just, all right, let me put this on here. Okay. I'm taking questions in the chat now. Super chat questions will be answered first. So the money, in other words, yeah, the money. The donations. Let's get the donations rolling. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the analytics going so I can get back in full form. All right. So I'm looking at the questions now. Can I ask a question about 8832? I ain't trying to come off like an agent. No, you can't ask no question about 8832. Go ask an IRS agent. 8832 is just entity classification, where you're just reclassifying it under a trust. You're just using it under a trust. But go ask a tax preparer. Don't ask me about that on no public forum. But you got I got a video on SPC University that talks about it. So you can join SPC University and go over there and look at the video. Okay? A sesticate trust is the person entitled to equitable rather than legal. It's a beneficiary. It's an old-fashioned term for beneficiary. Just like the creator of a trust. You call a creator of a trustor, a grantor, a creator, or trustor, grantor, creator, or I forgot the last one. This is one more. Trustor, grantor, creator. Can't think of the last one. But you use different names for stuff. I can say beneficiary, or I can say the sesticate trust. It's a beneficiary. But your mind, that's why they say a person who represents himself has a fool for an attorney. That's why these attorneys say this shit. Because they know that y'all do shit like this. It's sovereign citizen shit. And I'm getting tired of it, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of that shit, man. Don't come to me and you ain't. Let me tell you something. If you come to me, you better have looked up every motherfucking word in your document before you even ask me a motherfucking question. Before you come to me and talk about you want a damn consultation and all that shit, don't come to me ignorant. Because the person who ain't trying to investigate that ain't nothing but a skeptic. He's not a true student. A true student is going to investigate and do some research and then come to the teacher for clarification. Hey, I came across this. I'm not really sure I understand this point. A motherfucking skeptic just walk off the, can you show me how to discharge my rent? No, bitch, get out of here. Why I can't discharge my rent? Get your broke ass out of here. Because I own rental properties. But you're going to try to, first of all, rent is not a debt. Okay, all this stuff stems from HJR 192 of June 5th, 1933. You can't buy anything. You can't make purchases. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can highlight some of this stuff. All right, let's see. Where we going to do this? Let me delete this shot. Let me delete this shot too. I don't need this. All right, let me put these title shots over here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where the questions at? Let's see. I'm working on payment coupon. Is there a proper form? Is it? Yep, I use Fan Guardian. Also, I use them. The only treaty the U.S. ever had with the Vatican was under Obama. And then they start talking about stuff. Like they'll just start talking about the Pope, the Queen owns you, the Pope owns you. And they'll just be saying shit. And I'm like, man, what the fuck are you talking about, man? How do y'all getting into all of this? This is about the fact there ain't no money. That's the only thing you need to understand. There's no money. You're getting tricked by pieces of paper. Ain't nobody got no authority over you or own you or energy. How can you sit there and think somebody owns you? You can't listen. You cannot. This all comes from she in there talking about the rent. This comes from HJR 192 of June 5th, 1933. Nobody tells y'all that shit. All they do is come and you can discharge. You don't have to pay for that. Ain't no money. They just start telling you a whole bunch of bullshit. They don't know where the shit comes from. All this stems from what happened in 1933. Let me give y'all the backstory, okay? In 1933, we had the Great Depression. Listen close. Stop typing. If you're in the chat typing, stop typing. In 1933, we had the Great Depression. The American people went to the government for help. All right. Now, I don't know if y'all understand, but in the United States of America, this is called a free country. What that means is that you build your own house, you educate your own children, you grow your own food, you take care of your goddamn self. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody has to do a motherfucking thing for you. Nobody owes you nothing. All right? You free. Now, what happened in 1933 is these free people couldn't take care of themselves. It's how, oh, well, we need some help. So now, if you read the congressional record of 1933, and let me put this on here. Let me put this on it. If you read the congressional record of 1933, and see what the discussion was on the Senate floor when they were talking about all this, it was very interesting. However, I'm going to try to make this as concise as possible. In 1933, you became a dependent on government. They gave you a social security number. Now, follow me now. Try to follow me. Real money is gold and silver. That's all money has ever been. That's all kings have ever wanted is gold, all right? Gold, all for the last damn 100,000 years, gold has been money. Countries do business with each other right now with gold. That is the only money that there is, all right? So in 1933, your government went bankrupt and they said, well, turn in all your gold. All persons turn in all your gold. Just like this SSK trust shit, you didn't look up the word and see what a person was. You thought they were talking about you. Just like when you hear the word executive order and you think it's talking about you. So you gave them all your gold. All right. So under equity, they owe you a duty. That gold is in trust because we didn't give them the gold without an expectation of return of the gold. All right. However, the Constitution for the United States of America dictates that only gold and silver can be used to pay debts. So how do we get the Federal Reserve involved in this? You do understand the Federal Reserve is a private bank. It is not a governmental entity. It is not a part of your government. It is an independent agency, as they like to term it. But what it is it's a foreign bank. Foreign bankers took control of your monetary system. But the Constitution don't make no allowances for that. Or does it? They found a loophole. They found a loophole in the it is called the plenary power doctrine. And it's based off separation of powers. We have a legislative, executive, and judicial branch of government. Each of them have been delegated powers by way of the Constitution, Article 1, Article 2, and Article 3. Whatever powers have been delegated to a particular branch of government, they are plenary in the exercise of those powers, meaning they're all powerful. This is where the public rights doctrine comes in, and this is where a lot of so-called sovereign citizens get upset and lose their way because they think they have the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do whenever they want to do it, and disregard the fact that the government has a delegation of authority, has powers that have been given to them, and you want to disrespect that because you're an illiterate citizen and a danger to society. Okay, so now they have plenary power. So your legislature under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, they regulate commerce. Under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 9, they can create tribunals that are inferior to the Supreme Court. And Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 is their jurisdiction. They have 10 Mile Square in Washington, D.C., as well as all of their insular possessions, namely Guam, Puerto Rico, American Samoa, as all the forts, magazines, dockyards, as well as all the courthouses, your post offices and all that shit. That's all theirs, as well as the Social Security number. That's their jurisdiction because they issued you one. They made you a federal citizen. And when they made you a federal citizen, it's like giving you a membership card to Costco. Okay? They gave you a membership card. You come in Costco, and in Costco, we use Costco bucks. But outside of Costco, which would be the Republic, you can't use Costco bucks. You can only use Costco bucks in the democracy, which is that the word democracy is not in the Constitution. All right? So they call it a democracy, and then they give you Costco bucks, call them Federal Reserve notes. But it only works in a Federal Reserve system. So the banks accept Federal Reserve notes. The stores accept Federal Reserve notes. They are all member banks. They're all members of the Federal Reserve System. They're all members inside of Costco. You got your Costco card. You going up in Costco. And then you going up in Costco and you ain't read the rules. There are rules in operating in Costco. They post them right there at the damn entrance of the corporation. Here are the fucking rules if you're going to come in here in Costco. You can't come in Costco talking shit, talking about, well, you know, I'm a sovereign, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. They're going to summarily grab your ass and toss you the fuck out. And then your head might hit the door on the way out. People be confused. Like right here, what is this? I'd like to hear your thoughts on birthright citizenship as outlined in the 14th Amendment. What the fuck is that? Are you saying that what they're talking about with President Trump, Trump got it right? I've always wondered about that myself. I say, how can a person just, their parents be illegal aliens, but then because they're born over here, they automatically get citizenship? But their parents are illegal aliens. The 14th Amendment gave rights to persons. All right, that's why the word citizen is with a small c in the after every word. Every time you see the word citizen after the 14th Amendment, it's with a lowercase c. Everywhere you see the citizen prior to the 14th Amendment, it was with a capital C. So if you studied grammar in high school, you know a proper noun and a common noun. The reason they made it a common noun is because they gave artificial persons. It's a legal fiction. So they gave an artificial person rights. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, the LGBT community hijacked civil rights. Yes, damn feminist movement and women's rights organization hijacked all that shit. And yes, these people coming over here claiming, well, I was born here. They claim, but you know what? Legally, the government can do that because it's a person and it's a legal fiction entity and they created it. They can give anybody they want a corporate identity and make them a citizen of the country. So they wasn't wrong. They can do it. Now you got my thoughts on it. But I'm glad they rescinded it because I've always thought it was stupid. I'm like, that's stupid. But they can do it. I don't see why they can't. Costco, don't follow the rules, you get your butt kicked out. Yeah. When you're using Federal Reserve notes, when you're in the public, you're in Costco. When you go to the grocery store, you're in Costco. You have to use your membership cards. You got a credit card? Well, that's connected to a bank that's with the Federal Reserve. That you had to show them some sort of identification before they would open up a bank account for you. You pronounced American Samoa. This is a Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case never been overruled? Poindexter versus who? Greenhow, 1880. You know what? I think I saw that. I think I've heard that case. I know I've heard of that case, Poindexter. Let's look at this case real quick. He said Poindexter versus who? Greenhow. Poindexter versus Greenhow. 1885. Let me put it on screen. Let's see what he's talking about. He put up a case. Let's see. Let's see what this case is. Let's see what this case is talking about. All right, let's look at this. Poindexter versus Greenhow, 1885. What is this? Okay, it said in an action of detinue. Let's look up detinue. That's a legal term. I forgot what it means. I used to see it a lot, but I haven't. It's not one of them words you see a lot. Detinue. A legal claim to recover wrongfully detained goods or possessions. Okay, so in an action of detinue for personal property distrained by the defendant for delinquent taxes in payment of which the plaintiff had duly tendered coupons cut from bonds issued by the state of Virginia under the Funding Act of March 30th, 1871, held that by the terms of that act and the issue of bonds and coupons in virtue of the same, a contract was made between every coupon holder and the state that such coupons should be receivable at and after maturity for all taxes, debts, dues, and demands due the state. The right of the coupon holder under which was to have his coupon received for taxes when offered, and that any act of the state which forbids the receipt of these coupons for taxes is a violation of the contract and void as against coupon holders. Okay, so what is it? I already see the problem. What is it that you want me to talk about with this case? What do you think this case is saying? Because right off the top, I'm looking at the act, and if we go over to like the IRS Employee Manual. If I go over here, I don't know if I can find, let me see, Employee Manual, Bill of Exchange. Let me see if I can find it. Right here, all right. So if we go up here, you can see this right here, say unacceptable payments. All right, so this is the IRS Employee Manual. Unacceptable. Oh shit, where'd it go? Damn, what happened to it? All right, here it is right here. All right. All right, so you can see right here, unacceptable payments. Unacceptable payment of taxes are items that the depository bank will not accept as payment. And we have to find out what the depository bank is. Any of the following items found in the payment perfection unit must be returned to the taxpayer using letter 404080. If these items are not returned immediately, they must be stored in a locked safe. So here's what they do not accept for payment of taxes. They don't take gold, silver, jewelry, stamps, savings, bonds, treasury notes, treasury bills, stocks, treasury certificates of deposits, promissory notes, silver coins other than U.S. currency, platinum bullion coins, gold coins other than U.S. currency, deposit slips or withdrawal slips, credit cards, debit cards, gift cards, tickets to events, lottery tickets, etc. Obviously fake money such as monopoly money, oversized billion-dollar bills, currency copied with animals, other unusual items printed on the bill, expired or stale-dated checks, expired passports. Note, this is for all y'all out there. If a promissory note is returned to the taxpayer and the taxpayer sends the note in again citing public policy HCR 192, forward the note to the Criminal Investigation Field Office, attention special agent in charge of the state the taxpayer resides. All right, but what they do take, down here, if a bill of exchange, a registered bill of exchange is received from a taxpayer authorizing the campus to settle their account through Fairwire, send everything received to the following address: 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue. Oh, I want to know. What is it you want me to see about this case? Because this is 1885. They didn't change this. They didn't. This is an act. A contract to an act. That shit's been changed. Ain't none of it. You can't use none of these old cases like that. That don't mean shit. This case don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. And what we're dealing with today. Does a living trust equal public? You don't understand trust, do you? You don't understand trust. Listen, a trust is an agreement, first of all. It's an agreement, okay? So it's an agreement between three parties. Now, whether it's public or private is dependent on how it was formed, not just because you called it a living trust. Majority of living trusts are formed by attorneys, and most of them are public. They're in the public. It's like they're called what's called statutory trust, okay? But a trust that's built off of contract is a private trust. Of your right to you have the right to contract unlimited. So, and when you make a private trust, that's what you're using, your right to contract unlimited. Where we got clauses in the Constitution that they can make no law that will infringe on the obligation of contracts, because contracts are for private individuals, and we don't want the government involved in it. Public means government. If you're saying living trust, you're saying, does the government have any type of authority over it? And really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because what are you doing with the trust is what it is, because the IRS don't go by the formation of the entity anyway. They go by what is called form versus substance. And let me do this too, because this is another thing I can't get people to understand. I can't get them. This public and private thing is too complex for a lot of people. It's too complex. I don't understand. I don't understand why it is. I'm gonna try to simplify it. All right, so what was I just thinking about? I just forgot what I was just about to talk about. Oh, yeah. IRS, private trust, form versus substance. So you see they got these abusive trusts, but let's see if I get form versus substance. Form versus substance. I appreciate the $10, Shaggy Hippie. Appreciate that. And the $4.99, something like. Can you briefly expand on why old cases cannot be used? Did you listen to the UCC Connection by Howard Griswold? Everything changed, and after that, what is the name of that case? All the attorneys know it. When that case, I'll think of it in a minute, in 1938, that's when they started using commercial law. It changed. You can't use that. You got what's called, I want you to look up these words. I want you to look up the word federal common law. If you look up the word federal common law, that might kind of help you understand how case law is categorized. It's a body of decisions. And they stopped using those decisions from 1885 because that was under when we had gold and silver and you were under the common law. You're not under that anymore. There ain't any gold and silver. To have a country, you have to have gold and silver, land, and a military to defend it. If one of those three things are missing, you really don't have a country. That's why you operate into a corporation right now. All right, so your case law they're using, that was the time when people were paying for everything with gold and silver. They're not operating in that jurisdiction. They're using colorable law now because they're using colorable money. They're using Federal Reserve notes. Your courthouses are Federal Reserve courthouses now. So that case law doesn't apply. It don't apply to this right here. Hold on. You need to understand this form versus substance. All right. Form, let me see if I can put trust, form versus substance. Please explain form versus substance. Oh, that's me, shit. Substance over form doctrine. Hey, maybe this dude. What is substance over form doctrine? Let's see. If a decision is something, he giving a lot of case law. I just want something summary. Respect for form over substance. Vanderbilt. We might not decide that. Nah, that don't look like. I'm trying to find a brief explanation. What is the substance over form doctrine? Similar to the sham transaction analysis, the so-called substance over form doctrine maintains that the substance rather than the form of a transaction is what governs the tax consequences of the transaction. That's it right there. In other words, what makes it public or private, what business you doing in it, what you putting in it. If you do you can have a private trust all you want to, but if you do business effectively connected with a trade or business within the United States, there's going to be a reporting requirement. If you make a U.S. citizen one of your trustees, or U.S. citizen one of your beneficiaries, or you put U.S. Property in the trust, it's going to be, it doesn't matter if it's public or private. That ain't what you worried about. You worried about public or private because we talking about taxes. This is all a tax. All we dealing with is taxes. Going to jail is a tax. So you're either tax exempt or liable for a tax. This business. Canada does an affidavit of identity help with establishing the fact a CCW is an infringement on a constitutionally protected right. I don't understand why you think an affidavit of identity is going to do anything. Affidavit of identity, you just swearing under penalty of perjury that you have firsthand knowledge of some facts. It can be rebutted. It can be cross-examined. I don't understand what you think an affidavit is supposed to do. You know, that doesn't, I don't understand the question. He said the Supreme Court still uses cases older than that today. Not probably for specific purposes, but I guarantee you ain't gonna be for that banking and shit like that and them taxes. They done amended that tax code so many times. The first thing I saw was an act created a contract. You talking about an act from 1885. Now the principle, see if you can identify the principle of law that's being used right there. You would impress me then. People make private law sound like it's a secret law. They do. They make it like, I don't know what they don't understand. Public and private, public is, when we are dealing with it, we're dealing with commerce. Public means government. So if you're in the public, that means you're probably accepting a benefit and a privilege, which means you're going to be taxed. You're only taxed on accepting benefits and privileges. If your rights aren't taxed, so you exercise your rights in the private, like the right to contract. That's private. However, you can leave the private and come over into the public. That's why you got to know the difference between the two, because you got to know how to navigate. It ain't no, oh, I just filed this paper, I'm private, fuck everybody. That's what a lot of y'all think. You think I got a private trust now, you can't take my house. I got a private trust now, I don't have to pay no taxes ever again in life. Y'all think this. This is some first grade shit. This is the thinking of an individual ain't studied shit. Ain't studied, just listening to somebody tell them to do some shit. It don't even exist. What y'all talking about don't exist nowhere in law. And then it's hard to stamp out because y'all pass it around. Y'all just keep passing it around, and I keep getting the same question. I make videos, take this shit down. I just said that this damn birth certificate authentication is some bullshit. Been saying it now for about goddamn 5 years. People keep, hey, if I authenticate the birth certificate and get my passport, will I be private, Yusuf? Can I go discharge some debt? I like would I live in another country as a primary residence? No, I ain't seen nowhere I want to go that I like better than America. Not yet. If I want to start a business as a contractor, how do I handle the licensing? Should I do it their way? Yeah, you got to do it their way. It's a license. If you're doing business in the public, if it's an activity, public safety is their first goal, and you sitting here doing business with them and constructing things, yeah, you got to get a license. Now, if you are doing it through a business trust, you go contract with somebody and have them go get the license. That's how you would do it if you're going to do it through a business trust. If you're trying to maintain privacy, everything is done through a contract. So if you can't do something yourself, you go contract with somebody and have them do it for you. That's how you maintain privacy. Contracts are powerful. Even to open a bank account, you could contract with somebody to go in there and open a bank account for your business and use all their credentials. But they're under contract. They can't do what they want to do. You got to understand the power of contracts. Everything dealing with a private trust is a contract. Everything. Because it's about control. It's not about ownership. You don't need to own the bank account. You just need to control it. You don't need to own the car. You just need to control it. You don't need to own the house. You just need to control it. You don't need to own the business. You just need to control it. You have a controlling interest. Everything's about control. Have you seen the guy that became a diplomat on his own nation and rolls with diplomatic plates? So what does that mean? I'd go make some plates. You impressed with because he made some plates and declared some shit? Why would you even mention that? So what? Anybody can claim whatever they want. That's why it's called a claim. The thing is, do you have proof of claim and have you tested it in court? I don't care. Anybody can say whatever they want to say. There's plenty of people out there driving with license plates. Plenty. Means nothing. What does that mean? Everything is a tax. Exactly. I'm catching the Charlie horse sitting down. Hold on, y'all. Had to stretch my leg. I was exercising today. I got to drink more water. Stretch down my leg. Okay, I'm back. All right, so what we got? Can you discharge a marriage certificate? See what kind of questions I get? Let me ask you a question. Is a marriage certificate, did it create a debtor and creditor relationship? Is there some sort of debt involved with a marriage certificate? I'm answer the question for me. Is there some sort of debt involved in it? Because we talk about creditor and debtor relationships. So who's the creditor and who's the debtor in a marriage contract? Can you sell a lien before you file it in the recorder's office? Yeah. What you mean? Yeah, you can. You can sell a lien if it's somebody willing to buy it. What you mean, can you sell it? Would it be smart to do? No. Because what if you sold a lien and then somebody else files before you do and they got a priority perfected interest in it? I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy a lien that hadn't been recorded because you're not secure. That's why it's called secured party. You're not secure. So no, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. Unless that I knew nobody else filed anything, and as soon as I bought it, I could go down there and file it. But yeah, what you talking about? Can you buy a lien? Yeah, you can sell a debt. What are you talking about? That sounds crazy. You aren't helping. It's all legitimate. How do you get this PMA enforced? Say, Tom, listen to this, y'all. You aren't helping. Well, fuck you too, nigga. It's all legitimate. How do they get the PMA? I don't know. You talking about purchase money agreement? You say PMA, just write it out. I don't know what the fuck that means. I have to guess what the fuck you're asking. So if I got to guess what the fuck you're asking, I'm not going to answer the question. Enforced without full disclosure or forfeiture of all natural rights for joining. It's called an assumption and a presumption. And then we have what's called a rebuttable presumption. They use it in law all the time. How do they do it? They operate off presumptions, assumptions, and color of law. Everything they do is a presumption. I know he don't look it up, y'all. Let me. A legal presumption is a rule of law that allows a court to assume a fact is true unless there is evidence to the contrary. Presumptions are based on logic, reason, established laws, and common experience. Anything else? Look at this dumb shit they spreading in there. Become your own bank. Make your own marriage license and file it with the county. Make your own marriage license. Somebody trying to get somebody arrested. S1 Dubs. You can't make your own marriage license. You don't have the authority to issue a license in the public and go file it. It's just, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. It's just, y'all just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. You just keep doing it. It's just making up shit. Just making up shit. You're just making shit up. You don't hear nobody talk about the UCC in the chat. Not one person. Not one person. It works every time. Listen to me. I say it works every time because every time somebody come out with some new bullshit, they get y'all ass. It works every time. It works every time. They get y'all ass I've been watching this shit. I've been watching this shit cycle probably about 50, 60 times. I'm not even exaggerating. That's how many gurus have come and gone in about 20 years. It's always somebody pop on the scene. They got a new, I could go through them, number on the back of the Social Security card, the DTC participant, you got a secret Treasury Direct account, use the coupons from the IRS. You get a closed account from the bank and then use the check from that EFT, electronic funds transfer only, put all that on there and use that to discharge some debt. It just keep going. It's just a never-ending cycle. I can't even name all the different type of trusts. Widely held investment trust, or with it. Them drug boys out of North Carolina. The ecclesiastical deed poll. Let's not forget the trust, the Saint Germain Trust. I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And what I saw from all of that, every time something popped out, I said, nobody reads or studies anything. We in the age of illiteracy. It's a trip because you got the internet, you got everything at your disposal, and nobody uses anything. See, I don't know the private membership agreement, okay, So, because I thought you talking about purchase money agreement or something like that, because we talking about in commerce, because I'm thinking about the UCC and security agreements and things like that. So he said, read the upper chat. I didn't spell it. Private membership agreement. Why don't you explain to them how they pay taxes on their private property? They don't pay taxes on their private property. Why don't you explain to me why you think people are paying taxes on their private property? Because I'm telling you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Tom. You don't own no fucking property in the United States of America. All property in the United States of America has been pledged for the national debt. The United States is $35 trillion in debt. You pay property taxes on everything. Where do you have allodial title to some property? Unless you got a allodial title, what private property are you paying taxes on? You're trying to sound smart, but you don't sound very smart to me. You don't sound like you really understand this. Why don't you tell them how they're paying taxes on their private property? Tax law don't even exist in the private. That's what 1933 was about. You said their homes are supposed to be private property. They were private property till you start going to the bank getting loans and letting these people put liens up against your house. You know what? Let me tell you something. I heard who said this? Who was the person who said this? Man, he said it. He said, I think it's in the protocols of the learned of the design. Don't mark me on that, but I think it is. He said that Zionist. He said, y'all didn't have to come to us. You could have went to your own government. Why did y'all come to us? Your government did that. First of all, that debt is not your debt. The government did that. Y'all keep talking about you don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to pay taxes with Federal Reserve notes. That's what y'all keep missing. That's what the secure party process. You want to argue with these people about taxes and shit like that, and it ain't no motherfucking money. And these people done told you you cannot require anybody to pay a debt with any particular species or currency. And you sitting here worried about private property paying taxes on it when you don't own none of this shit, no way, because you came into this world without anything and you leaving without anything. And ain't no money to pay anything with. I don't understand why y'all want to argue and fight with these people when that's where acceptance for value came from. Where you don't argue with, ain't no money. What you talking about? Well, you need to pay with, I need to pay with what? You telling me I need to pay with Federal Reserve notes? Is that what you're saying? Where is that? Isn't that against public policy? Ask a judge in court. Am I to understand that you are willfully violating public policy, Your Honor? Ask that question in court and see what a judge say to you. The government's presumption, you don't help me. The government's presumption is legit if you don't rebut it. Let's educate them, everybody. Let's go to rebuttable presumption. We got a smart guy in the chat. A rebuttable presumption is a legal rule that assumes something is true until proven otherwise. In other words, it is an assumption of fact or law that can be disproven with evidence. The only way you can rebut a presumption is with facts. See, you asking me questions and you ain't looked up none of this shit, man. You ain't looked up presumption. I looked up the definition of, that's the first thing I did. I looked up the rebuttable presumption, all the shit you asking are words. I'm going to look them up. And that's how you find the answers. You look up the definition of the word. That's what, listen, y'all, that's what the status correction is. The status correction is rebutting a presumption. They've been assuming things about your status because you ain't never told them what your status was. You just been filling out forms saying you a U.S. citizen all your life. And now you're mad at them because they presuming something about you. You got a driver's license. You put your children in public school. You taking all these benefits and privileges from the government. And now you talking about, well, you didn't tell me the terms of the contract. And they publish all this shit in case law all the time. They publish it. You got the Ashwander rules. You see the Ashwander rules? Let's look at Ashwander rule number 6. Ashwander rule. Ashwander rules. Constitutional avoidance. Look at it, 6 of them. What's number 6? Constitutional estoppel. A party cannot challenge a law's constitutionality when he or she enjoys the benefit of such law. Equity is not going to allow it. You can't take advantage of something, then come back and say, "Oh no, this is wrong." No, you've already enjoyed the fruits of it, and equity is not going to allow that. The judges ain't going to allow it. That's a very good thing. But the portion that you know what I think, I got to go back and listen to it again. But I think what was missing from Napoleon Hill's, well, he did talk about sexual transmutation of energy. He did talk about sperm retention and all of that. They said they took portions out of it, but they got the 16 laws of success, which is the original version. I don't know. I can't remember what he said what was missing. That's a good question. I got to get back with me on that. My mind's not on that lane, but that's a very good question. Why is nobody talking about money, Moore versus Alliant Credit Union? Because you can't pull up a citation of authority. Okay, here's another one, y'all. This is Clint Marketing. Now, this dude right here, I want everybody to pay attention to this guy, Clint Mangini. Now, when you see a post like this, it's one or two things. He's either an agent, he's testing something, or he's just stupid as a motherfucker. All right? All right, now, they've been passing this case around. Nobody has a citation of authority, though. So let's look at this real quick. It's called Moore versus Alliant. Moore versus Alliant. Moore versus Alliant Credit Union. They trying real or fake. They trying to put it real or fake. Somebody, I think they posted that in where is it? Have you read? Let's read this. Have you read the new Supreme Court ruling? It's on X. Okay, notice how these people, they do this a lot, okay? Let me show you something that they'll do. They'll post a citation of authority, but when you go read the case, what it says in there ain't nowhere in the case. They'll do that a lot. They will put shit out there like that to lead you off on rabbit trails. Now notice how nobody has a citation of authority. They testing you, see how stupid you are. So ruling, the Supreme Court declared that foreclosure proceedings by Alliant Credit Union against Zachary Moore was unconstitutional. The decision was delivered by Justice Samuel Alito, highlighting significant implications for how financial institutions can pursue mortgage and contract enforcement based on fiat currency. Impact, the ruling suggests that contracts include mortgages founded on fiat currency might become unenforceable. Now, where's the citation of authority? Okay, you asked if it's real. Well, where's the citation? Do you know what a citation is? The volume number, U.S. Reporter, page number, and the year it was published. That's what a citation is. All right, where is it published? It only takes 2 seconds to see that. If it hasn't been published, it's not real. Or at least you can't use it. What good is it if they made a decision if you can't reference it? Where is the citation of authority? Until there's a citation, it's not real. Yusufel, we filed for a fee waiver will we lose our quiet title? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I have no fucking idea. I don't even know what sense you're using quiet title. Because the way y'all use title, I don't know if you're talking about quiet title to real estate or what. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But let me just say this is that why would you fill out a form of papyrus? That's what it's called. Why don't you try to use the term? Let's look at the term. You know, why don't y'all use the words, man? What's wrong with y'all, man? Why y'all want to be in this space? Form of papyrus, a legal term that allows a person who is poor to file a lawsuit without paying the usual fees. Why y'all can't use this word right here? You got something against this word right here? You don't like that word? In form of papyrus. It's an affidavit swearing that you're indigent, that you can't afford to file. I mean, if you claiming you the creditor, why would you fill out one of those? I'm just saying. Tax exemption changes entity status, not necessarily. No. I'm traveling, not driving. Do I go about protecting to me the I don't fucking know. I don't get involved in that fucking right to travel shit. I don't know. I'm talking about secure part. Don't ask me no question about right to travel. You do whatever the fuck you want in your car. Whatever you think you're supposed to do. You talking about you traveling, not driving. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. We talking about business. I'm doing business. Usually I look up the actual ruling even when you give it to us. People need to always do their research. It's always fake until I verify myself. No excuse. That's right. Where's the citation? Ain't nobody been able to pull up a citation yet on that Moore versus Alliant Credit Union. Nobody. Okay, yeah, thank you for bringing that to my attention. What we got? Somebody said, thank you for telling on them. They said that we have in here where is it at? Let me see where we got. Why we only got okay, thank you. Get the likes up. It's 429 people in there and 269 likes. Let's get the likes up, man. I'm gonna have to go on and go to bed. I gotta go to bed, man. I can't believe there's 429 people in here and it's only 269 likes. Wow. Can't you help my analytics a little bit? You know, I am trying to build my channel up. 270. What is it that y'all don't like to push the like button, but you still want to watch? I never understood that. If I'm watching something, I'm gonna push the like button, or do you watch? Because it make me think, okay, I got 130, okay, like if it's 432 people and I got 300 likes, I'd be thinking, damn, it must be 132 haters and shit. They think just want to watch me and shit, you know. He's like, I'm just gonna watch this nigga. Fuck that nigga. I ain't liking shit. I got you. Per chat BT, let me see what else we got. What's going on in chat? What's going on in chat? I ain't gonna talk about no temporary restraining orders or injunctions. An injunction, all you need to know is an injunction is issued by a court to restrain some sort of conduct that, you know, temporarily, because you got temporary injunctions too, to stop somebody from doing some sort of action that issued by a court, not you. All right, that's what you need to understand. Let's see, we can be poor yet still creditor without property. While whining about my subs all the time, Damn. I'm finna put your ass out. Talking about wine, nigga. You talking about wine, nigga? Fuck you, nigga. Let me put you out here. Move your motherfucking ass. Say, you know, that's my answer. Why wine? Why whine about something? Get the hell out of here. Talking about. Any lawful filing an affidavit of lawful status showing your standing and jurisdiction must be stated showing your earned status. All right, let's do something real quick. We're going to go back. Let's go back to elementary school, and we're going to look at something real quick because some people have some issues. They struggling with some stuff. All right. So we're going to go over here to, where is that? Where I was just reading that, form of papyrus. Where is it at? Form of papyrus. Somebody got mad at me because, okay, there it is right there. Okay. All right. We're going to go back over here to somebody asked me about an affidavit. So I'm going to do this right here. All right. You got to know these, right? If you're going to talk about affidavit, all right. See, let's see, it says, the foundation of the Uniform Commercial Code is commercial law. It's the law merchant. Y'all need to change that to law merchant. The foundation of commercial law is based upon certain universal, eternally just, valid moral precepts and truths. The basis of commercial law is the law of Exodus, the Ten Commandments of the Old Testament, and the Judaic, Mosaic, Orthodox Hebrew commercial law. I don't know about that. The laws of commerce have remained unchanged for at least 6,000 years and form the basis of Western civilization, if not all nations. This law of commerce therefore applies universally throughout the world. Real commercial law is non-judicial and is prior and superior to, the basis of, and cannot be set aside of, overruled by the statutes of any government, legislature, governmental or quasi-governmental agencies, courts, judges, and law enforcement agencies, which are under an inherent obligation to uphold said commercial law. Commercial law is war of truth, expressed in the form of intellectual weapon called an affidavit. An affidavit is merely a written list of facts of truth signed under penalty of perjury and usually notarized. The person composing and signing the affidavit is called the affiant. It is a survival of the fittest where the last unrebutted stands triumphant. That's the last part I wanted you to get. An unrebutted affidavit. So we have number one, a workman is worthy of his hire. Number two, all are equal under the law. Number three, in commerce, truth is sovereign. Number four, truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. Number five, a matter must be expressed to be resolved. Number six, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. Number seven, an unrebutted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce. All right, so this is why you do an administrative process. Because if you're going to write an affidavit, you need to send it to somebody and give them a chance to rebut it. That's why we do that's why one of the fundamental things you got to learn in these processes is how to do a administrative process. That's fundamental. No matter what type of process you're using, you got to know how to do an administrative process. All right, y'all, I got to get off. I appreciate the 1999 Master Ceremony. I appreciate that. I got to get off, but I'm going to be back on in the morning. Only reason y'all haven't seen me because I was moving. I had a big ass move, and it took me a lot. It was a lot of energy. I was working every day, getting my house together and everything, and I had to take a break. But I'm back, and should be consistent. Be back teaching on SBC University. We revamping the whole thing. Y'all stay tuned. I got some big things coming. Some big things coming. Anyway, I'm out. Peace to the gods. I'll see y'all on my next live. I'm out. Peace.